Welcome to the QT Gossip Podcast, where we flip the script on gossip, turning negativity into positivity. Join us as we redefine the conversation, focusing on the good, the inspiring, and the uplifting stories that shape our world. It's time to change minds, one positive gossip at a time. Let's dive into the stories that make us smile, inspire change, and celebrate the best in people. This is QT Gossip, where good news is the headline of every episode. Now, it's time for Tea Time with the Queens.
And now, let's welcome your panel of royals, Sensei J, Diva Queen B, and your host of QT Gossip Podcast, Miss Queen Lily.
Queen Lily. Hello, and welcome to QT Gossip Podcast, where we flip the switch on negative gossip, turning it into positivity. And this week we have an awesome week. Unfortunately, I sound like a dying cow because I do have an infection in my lungs, which is causing me to cough a lot. So, if I cough, I am so sorry. But on the positive side, I am getting better. So that, flipping it. We're flipping it, right? That's what we do. But it is, without further ado, I definitely want to talk and introduce our special guest. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please help me introduce Miss Tink.
Tinker Love! Woohoo!
Welcome. We are super excited to have you here today and this week, especially for an awesome week, because we have a lot of awesome special little holidays that are going on this month. Can anyone tell me what one holiday is for this month?
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is what?
October
Yep.
1st.
What about you, Diva? Do you know a special little holiday this month?
Father's Day?
Is it really?
Is it
Yes.
Father's Day this month?
Woo!
It is. There's a lot of awesome holidays. Especially there's also National Men's Health Awareness Month, along with the LGBTQ month. It is Pride Month, so we have an awesome month this month. We're gonna be talking a lot about a lot of things. But before we do, I do want to say thank you everyone who has come to QT Gossip Podcast. We are so grateful that you guys are here watching and supporting us. I am so sorry. Forgive me. We are so happy that you guys are here supporting us. And also, we will be live streaming eventually. Unfortunately, the bot is not here today due to the fact that I'm in a hotel and I'm going to a wedding tomorrow. So I'm at a hotel, so it's a little glitchy for me today. But we want to
Well,
thank
congratulations. Who's the lucky guy?
Oh, yeah, right. No, not that. Sorry. Maybe one day, but no. But also, we do have audience interaction. So if any of the audience has any questions, or if they have any, if they have any questions, or if you have a statement or anything that you want to talk about with us as well, please feel free to let us know. Put some confetti in the air, and we'll be able to port you up front to ask any questions or have any comments. You are all more than welcome to be a part of this little podcast as well. Also, before we start, let's do a little sponsorship before we do anything.
Are you looking to reach a sophisticated audience, eager for the latest royal news and gossip? Partner with Queen's Talk Gossip, the premier podcast covering all things regal. With our dedicated listenership of royal enthusiasts, your brand will reign supreme. Contact us now to discuss sponsorship opportunities fit for royalties.
Miss Diva, who is our sponsor for this week?
Well, we would like to thank our advertising sponsor and partner. That would be KLM Transportation of Washington, Michigan. For all of your senior transportation needs, definitely check out KLM, and that will be at KLM Transportation at Instagram. And we have a special sponsor for next week's advertising, and that is going to be Christina Hines from Macomb County Prosecutor, Michigan.
Ooh,
Great.
fancy.
So I'm pulling
thank you
all
to
my
of our
contacts
sponsors
out.
there. Thank you so much for all of our sponsors for supporting us and being able to allow us to do this. And without further ado, I do believe it is time for some awesome meta news. Mr. Sensei J, what do you got for us this week?
Oh, I am just delighted to tell you everything that's new going on here in Horizon Worlds this week. Did you know that now you will be able to travel with others even easier than it was before? Horizon Worlds is now updating the invite feature. You know how when you go to a world and then you say, I'm going to invite my friends. All right, let me invite this friend. Okay, let me invite this friend. Let me invite this friend. You know, and you have to do them one at a time, right? No, you don't. Now you'll be able to invite all your friends, multiple friends at the same time. That is really cool. And not only that, you can invite them to a different world if you're not actually going to stay in this world. Who has the ability? Does anybody have the ability to invite multiple friends to a world? Try it right now. Invite all your multiple friends into this world right now. See if you can do it. See what I did there, Miss Diva? That's called marketing right there. Yeah, everybody do it. Give it a shot. Do the best you can.
I was so impressed.
When you choose to invite people, you can invite all of them, not just one. So go ahead, do that now, and we'll wait. In the meantime, I want to also let you know that we have some really great news. Starting on July 12th, Horizon Worlds will now be enforcing a new memory limit for all worlds. This is a really good thing because creators of Horizon Worlds are trying to glitch their way around the rules a little bit. And so Meta's putting a hard stop on that. This is an important measure towards the ongoing efforts to enhance performance and improve the end user experience. This is because worlds that go over a certain memory limit almost always cause the app to crash. And then people go, oh, Horizon is terrible and blah, blah, blah. And then they don't have a good experience and then they don't come back, right? So the bottom line is if your world is over the 6 gig memory limit, in other words, it's more than 6 gigabytes taking up space in the headset, you'll no longer be able to add any more primitives or assets, nor will you be able to publish the world until you get that number down. The really cool thing is that you'll have a new metric device to measure everything going on in your world. And I'm telling you, I've been in several worlds. I have this device already. I've been in several worlds all over Horizon Worlds, dozens of them, and I have never seen a world that goes over 4.5 gigs of memory yet, right? This world, for example, is sitting at about 4.2 gigabytes of memory.
We're safe.
Yeah, we're safe. We're safe. And this world is cooking along. It's well under the GPU limit, pushing your GPU settings in your headset, as well as its frame rate is really solid. Worlds that have low frame rates tend to make people sick and nauseous. And so those are the kinds of metrics that we're moving towards in Horizon Worlds. And this is an important step towards bringing what is commonly known as tri-mesh worlds to everybody, to the masses.
Very good.
Those are your Horizon Worlds news update for this week.
All right.
So
You're
cool.
just so good
Now
at the
that-
meta updates and stuff.
Thank you.
He is blessed to have him. Now, for the 6% that you said of the capacity or whatever it's going to be called now, is that for all together, all the worlds that you create, or just the individual world
No,
by itself?
Every single, it's for each individual world. Yeah,
Oh,
so you'll have a
okay.
thing on your wrist, you'll pull up your metric, you'll look at it, and it'll tell you what the frame rate is, it'll tell you how much usage is going on, how hard your headset is working basically to make it happen, how big the world is in terms of how much had to be downloaded into the headset, stuff like that. And this is sort of the new way that capacity is going to be measured in the future. And so they're taking a big
That
step
is
towards that.
awesome.
That's how capacity is
That's-
measured in TriMesh worlds now. So
That is so cool.
yeah,
That's
The
definitely a
old
lot of good
capacity
information to
meters
have.
are going to the wayside.
Good, because those ones give me anxiety. You know how many times I've tried to rebuild this world multiple times, asset spawns upon asset spawns. You have no idea. That desk in front that used to be there is not an asset spawn, just in case, because you never know. Like, you can only do so much when you're building it when you don't have a lot of room or capacity or anything like that. It's very difficult
Yeah,
to.
you got to be creative.
to do.
Got to know what you're doing.
I'd like to hear Tinkerlove. You're a master creator in
I
here.
was
What's your
just
thoughts on
about
the
to
new meta
ask
update?
The same thing.
I'm a little disappointed because it kind of cuts away the creativity for a lot of people in here, and everybody's not excited about TriMesh. A lot of people who came in here and didn't even know they could learn how to build in primitive shapes. So it was different when you're touching the shapes and you're pulling them apart, and your lighting is perfect, your color is perfect, and you're doing all these things by hand. It meant something to people in here. So having to do this whole switch around with TriMesh, a lot of us are just not excited about that.
Yeah, understand. Primitives are not going anywhere. We will
Okay,
still be
good.
able to build in primitives. I love to build in primitives. I prefer building in primitives over
Mm-hmm.
TriMesh, even though I have access to TriMesh. The last 3 worlds I built have been in primitives because it's just so much more fun to do.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
For sure. So they're not going anywhere. Just
Thank
so you know.
God.
Well, I had to add that really quickly because when she first came out, I just wanted to say Tinkerlove was one of the first creators that I met in Horizon Worlds.
Oh, cool.
And what I love most about her is she serves as I call her a Horizon World community activist. I think I gave you a title on my Instagram post, but she's like a positive community
Love it.
activist. But most importantly, she creates opportunities. She has roundtables and discussions such as these with creators, almost like town halls, to find out what their needs are. So I just wanted to commend her for that, and excited that she's on the show today because she has just made great strides in being a voice for creators. So it was wonderful to hear your feedback on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You bet.
So sorry. Well, that is a lot of. I definitely agree with you too, because me being a newer builder, obviously, like I was able to create this, but I'm not by means, a builder. I just learned and I put this together, just by messing with the shapes and figuring out what I could make with it, and even just doing that was very it worked my mind a lot. It made me think, how can I do this with this shape versus with this shape, and also with the capacity thing too. Like I also started to learn this little shape costs more on capacity than this shape, so maybe I can use this shape versus this one to make it look like this one to save capacity too. So it's almost like math. And although I sucked at math in school, I'm getting pretty good at it in here. And although, again, it's not the best, not the prettiest, but I am growing and I'm definitely going to work on it to get better. Learning how to make the water not so fast and probably freak people out, because that's definitely not what water looks like, but it's fine. It works. But working with TriMesh, at first I didn't even know what it was. I only thought that was a VR chat thing, and when you go into some VR chat worlds, you actually start to glitch really bad, and then it's the point where you have to respawn into the world in order for it to work, or even close out your headset. That's what I'm more worried about if Horizons does do those TriMesh worlds, is that that glitch that VR chat has if a world again is over the complexity of it's supposed to be and it's already published, that it does glitch you out and cause you to crash. I'm more worried about that happening and that causing more issues for Horizons. But I know there's a lot of creators out there that are also kind of excited for TriMesh because it's something new that they haven't worked with yet, and they want to be able to, try to learn it just like I'm learning these shapes. So it's a love-hate relationship when it comes to these updates. And I know that I think Horizons is a 10-year. Is it a 10-year?
It's a 10-year arc program. Yep.
Yeah, and it's
And
only
we're in the
on
fourth year.
Fourth year, yeah. So we got a long way to go. I know that at the end of 10 years, it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be another alt space where it is gone. But I don't feel it's going to be like that. I feel like I feel like a lot of people are going to grow because there's a lot of community in here. There's a lot of businesses, a lot of even production people. Like there's people that are filming movies and TV shows in here. So it's pretty wild what you can do with Horizons, especially with just the normal shapes like this. So it's definitely pretty cool that you can pretty much think of anything and build it as best as you can, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Miss Diva, it is your time to shine. What is the world news for today?
Well, I have two. So the real world news, the first, I want to remind everyone again that the Game Fam Creators Fund that is awarding up to $5 million to creators is still open and available. I think the deadline is coming up soon. So I just encourage everyone, get your proposals in. If you have any additional questions and information at Mogul, we have been helping some creators fill out the forms. It's similar to a grant process. However, as Sensei Jay and I were stating last week, so often these opportunities come, and because no one puts in for them when they've been asking for this, they get intimidated by the paperwork or the administrative. So I'm like, go after the money. And again, there's $5 million there. If this is something you want to do full time, something you would like to do just forever, this is your chance to really sell your concept and your idea. So again, for more information on that, you can contact myself on DM and I can walk you through. And then the second piece is there was a major announcement, which is great to hear, as corporations are continuing to understand and explore the needs of workforce development. So I had the opportunity to sit in some workforce development federal meetings, and one of the conversations that came up is how do you incorporate the metaverse to be able to aid with the U.S. employment problem, right? So there's so many things out there, but we knew the biggest barrier often is if we're in explaining to corporations as heads of metaverse companies, sometimes they're just not quite getting it. Well, I love to say that IKEA is the first one that's really doing a full scale. They have launched in the UK in Roblox. They actually have a full IKEA store, and individuals will be able to interview and be paid $16.07 an hour US to actually work in IKEA from their virtual headset. And so this is almost like a pilot. And it will continue to move forward. And I just say to everyone, stay tuned, because Mogul is working with some corporations for similar concepts. So we're looking at how we are able to utilize this to impact needs. And once you can figure out how to impact the major needs, such as unemployment, then you start beginning to get the ears of the federal government and more grants and more things to support creators. So I will continue to keep you all updated as I'm in conditional meetings on this, and to see how we take advantage of it.
Wonderful.
That is amazing, especially being able to work off your headset.
Get a
Sounds
salary.
like a dream.
Yeah, get a salary.
I would love to be able to work off my headset and not have to go into the office and sit in a chair for 8 hours. And thank you for calling the IT service desk. How can I help? No, I'm tired of that. I would love to just be on here all day. That's just me, though. I don't know. Maybe some people would think that it'd be kind of crazy. Isn't it the same thing that like Meta does too? Also, your microphone is again
very
in your And your
Girl,
girls.
you need to get some mics to cooperate. How's that? So,
I guess so.
yes. So it's similar to Meta, but I think the biggest piece is, which I forgot to mention, is the commercial interior design piece. So we've just brought on board. I just hired yesterday. She's a new graduate, just received her BS degree, and she is now our new director of commercial and interior design XR. So what we are looking at is, there's a whole design thing that's going on right now where, organizations, companies, everybody are really getting on board. So really tapping into that, understanding how design and all aspects, not just graphic design, but you're seeing more in terms of commercial, landscape, interior, that now they're really getting with it too. So there's big things coming.
How
That
exciting.
sounds like pretty big news. That is super, super exciting. I have to get used to these buttons, Jill. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm getting
and
used to
Thanks
these
a
wait
lot.
one second. I had one more epiphany. I almost forgot. There is a grant, Hello Alice, which is a $50,000 grant. I often get DMs all the times on Diva, do you know about grants? And I'm like, yes, but you have to apply. So Hello Alice, if you have a chance, go to Hello Alice, and they are about to award $50,000, and they specifically focus on women in business. So this is a great opportunity as well to get in and just apply.
That's awesome.
That sounds
That's great.
pretty awesome too. We have a lot of awesome news this week. It's so great. But now I think it is time that we talk about our special guest. I love the fact that we have an amazing special guest here, and I would just love to get to know them a little bit more. So, Miss Tinker. So sorry. Miss Tinker, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tinkerlove 1980. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I have a business here in the metaverse called the Zen Royals. We are an entertainment management firm. My sister Ferrari Monet is here. She is the COO. I am the CEO. We are an LLC company. We have about 8 artists right now playing in all 50 states in the UK. They've been doing interviews all around the metaverse lately. They have some awesome music. I'm collaborating with DJ Marcus the end of the month for a music conference. He's bringing in several producers, several artists. I also collaborate with the Block Collective, which is Yo Afro, Metaclean Rupert, Cyber Shay, and Cosmic High. They just brought in Headcrack from This Nation. They bring in a few people. I also collaborate with Jen Smash. She's an accountant here in the metaverse. She has her firm here also in the metaverse, and she has inspired her that I've been, blessed to be on those panels. She just brought in Barku Tubman the other day, who is the chief of staff of Essence. So, we've met some amazing people within this journey in here, and especially in the music business. And we've been doing really well with the artists. So, from educating them to collaborating with DJ Marcus to be a mentor for them and get their EPKs and things set up, showing them the business side of music, not just performing here in the metaverse, but what you can do outside of here. So we're very organized when it comes to that.
That's awesome.
Sorry, coughing attack. That is really, really awesome. I love to be able to hear all those collaborators and people that you work with, especially with all the performers. Even QT Gossips here recently, actually just a little bit ago, we created a new place because we also want to start promoting the singers, the performers. We want their talent here to promote them as well and show Horizon Worlds what they can all do, because a lot of singers and performers out there actually started in Horizon.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think she's
Glitched
glitching.
out.
She just
Uh-oh.
Present or-
And
yeah.
there you are. Keep going.
Oh, did I glitch? Oh, I'm so
Yes, you
sorry.
did.
It's
Keep going.
It's the hotel, I swear. But because of all of the amazing performers we have in Horizons. QT Gossips now has their own little stage right up here, which eventually we'll be able to use for any performers who want to sing or perform. They have their own little stage right above the queue where everyone can see them and they can perform and do their shows here. So we hopefully be able to
Oh, glitched again.
Well, as we're waiting for Miss Queen to come back, Tinker Love. Oh, you came back? Okay, I was going to jump in with a question.
Yeah, so sorry.
No, you are glitched.
Real glitchy.
I am so glitchy. I am so sorry. But hopefully we'll be able to get those
Performers in here, and on
soon.
that stage.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So
I get
Tink,
what you're trying to say.
yes. So Tink, to talk a little bit more about the performers and things like that. If an individual say they come in to Horizon Worlds as a newbie, how do you go about in terms of the community? How are you all able to, because so many people, how are you able to identify and, meet up and work with those individuals? I was always curious because it's a humongous platform.
That's a really good question.
A lot of it is word of mouth. We have a good reputation with people. People will gravitate towards you. So, they'll go out, they'll spread the word. Hey, I'm with Zen Royals. Or sometimes Ferrari, when she stays on a lot later than I do, so she'll frequent different places. And if she hears an artist or she hears someone with talent, she'll, let me know, hey, I heard this person last night, or she'll go up to them and, have a conversation with them. And then sometimes it'll just be people that's looking for someone who someone else will tell them, well, hold on, if you want to be managed and you want somebody that's going to actually have you working, then let me introduce you to the Zen Royals. So usually it's just word of mouth. And then a lot of times, like with the sampler, they have advertisement there. So we're a sponsor over there. So they'll run our video and our page. Usually I post a lot. So a lot of events that we have, I have a little over 1,000 people, still growing, but between Instagram and TikTok, honestly, I didn't know how much TikTok was involved in the metaverse until I wanted to look for some avatars over in VRChat. And I just happened to type that in and realize it's a whole community in TikTok. So when I started posting different videos of our events and our performances, a lot of people from there, I've met people through TikTok. I've actually met people through Zepeto. So I think it's any kind of metaverse thing right now where you can grab just about anybody because they're all kind of connected in their own ways.
Very good.
So are you working in different platforms other than Horizon Worlds, or are you mostly in Horizon Worlds?
No, I'm in Horizon Worlds. I'm in VRChat. I just started visiting Banter and Engage. So Spatial is a little different. They had a party over for Vinny from Naughty by Nature in Spatial. I went over there. Spatial is just a little different to try to move around, but we do have a Zen Royals office in Black Sands Business Park over in Spatial. So our brand is over there too, where people know. And when we actually did a video release party for Kawan Kempachi and Yo Afro, I did it in 3 platforms. I did it over in Big Screen, Spatial, and VRChat. So yeah, we don't mind moving around to different platforms.
That's fantastic. That's great.
And it's important to be flexible in design. I know the first person to actually mention VRChat to me was you. So, so I was new and green. So she's the first one to mention to me about the horseback ride, which, by the way, we was like, oh, I want to take you there. One night I went ahead and went, and let me tell you something. I think I was going to throw up. So don't ever put me on that horse again. But she said it was realistic. She said it's realistic. Well, it sure was.
It is.
Are you talking about the one in VRChat where you
Tinker Love told me about it.
Mountains and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that one.
Well, it was she told me about it, and that's how I first heard of VRChat. And so one of the things to say about Tinker Love is she is one of the kindest, sweetest persons I've ever seen. She'll give you the shirt off of her back. Just a phenomenal individual. And I met her when I first came on through Jordan, Jordan. Porter Mogul, when and Jordan working together. And so Jordan introduced me to Tinker Love, and she was just it was some event or something about a year ago, and she just had some event, and she just really seek to bring people together. And that was what really endeared you. And then one of the things that we shared, we sat and talked for a long time. And I was, at that time was, just lost my parents. And next thing I know, through all of the busy businesses she had, she took time out to just send me words of encouragement and send things on Instagram when she didn't have to, but she did. And so that was one of the things that I always thought that was great about you. And that comes through. And I believe that's why you're so successful in what you do, because you do have a strong sense of community. So with those compliments in mind and the great navigation and all you've done to bring people together, how do you continue to stay positive? Because Horizon World's community is a tough community sometimes. How do you continue to stay positive?
Community. That is not a lie. It is a tough community. You're gonna go through things. You're gonna have people that's rooting for you. You're gonna have people that's rooting against you, and they're rooting against you. It could be because they tried it and it didn't succeed, and instead of just coming to you and saying, "Hey, can you show me?" Because this platform is big enough for everybody. It literally is just big enough for everybody. You can only have 32 people in your world, right? So if you guys have a podcast right now and someone has a podcast at the same time, the arguing about it is not necessary. You cannot fit the entire horizon in your podcast. So that person may be doing something that may not bring them a lot of people. I had a conversation today with someone who actually is having a podcast, Montana. He called me. He's a little different than the rest of us, but he's trying. So he called me today to say, hey, I need help with topics and all of this. And I'm actually going to take some time out to help him redo the world and make it aesthetically pleasing for people to want to stay. There's no need to compete. I have my own podcast. My podcast is about what it's about. Your podcast is about what it's about. It's no need for me to sit there and have that battle. So that's been the biggest battle in Horizon and in the metaverse period, is getting people to understand it's really not that serious and it's not necessary. It is enough of a pie for everybody to eat off of. And when people kind of grasp that concept, I feel like it could be a lot more progressive. A lot of the things that people are trying to show that goes on in here right now is too immature for that. A lot of businesses that might come in here might get turned off instantly by the bickering. And it's a lot of things that we're doing in here that the real world can actually benefit from. Unfortunately, it won't be seen if these barriers of childishness continues to go on.
Exactly correct.
So that's been the biggest battle that I've fought in here, is that ball of negativity. It's a lot of negativity, and it's hard to stay positive through that. You meet people, your energy with someone might be different than my energy with someone. You understand? So I'm not about to have you make an enemy for me. And so that person does something personally to me, then I'm good with them. And I'm still going to help them grow. I'm still going to continue to promote whatever it is that they have going on. One has nothing to do with the other. If you're genuinely trying to have progress, those sort of things don't get in the middle of that. I'm close with a lot of people. I'm not friends with a lot. You understand? And the people in here, they kind of don't break that down. You could be cool with people. Doesn't mean you have to be friends with people.
Right.
You can be cordial. But when they start using these words like friendships and they haven't even gotten to know that person, when little things happen, it becomes a public display of nonsense. Yeah. Now it's stupid posts, it's all of these different things. And it's like, okay, hold on. So how is that? How are we going to progress from that part though? So until those type of conversations are had and people have that emotional intelligence to say this is beneath me or this is unnecessary, is going to continue to grow. I've had moments when people have pushed my buttons in here because I'm still human. I can still be logical, but that human side of me is just going to have a trigger where enough is enough. But I'll still come back the next day and help a whole 10,000 other people do what they need to do. I'm not going to let one person deter me from the goal that I have. And when we talk about building a community, that is literally what I'm doing. From the day she met me, I started Melanated Creations because I opened up my menu and we have some beautiful builders in here. Cam, Shay Arts, Sadie Chan, they have, and there's a list more, technical. It's a lot of them in here. But when I would open up my menu, there would be no representation of that whatsoever. And a lot of the drama that starts in here, especially in my community, is we've had a lot of people giving up on us.
Mhm.
You understand? It's kind of like we're casted aside. This is who they are. This is who they'll always be. They needed somebody that was going to be strong enough to say, I don't care what they said. You're going to be what I tell you're going to be, because that's what I see in you. So that's that push with them. Sometimes it's a pushback. Everybody's not going to want that push because they don't know what that is. They're so used to the disappointment. They don't know what it feels like to say, I really have somebody that has my back. So the pushback can be stressful, but I'll push back on them too. Because this is what I started doing when I first got in here, was to show who y'all are. The beauty within all of the melanated people in here, their talent, their charisma, everything about them. So in pushing and pushing and pushing, I'm building a community with two very great friends of mine. And when they are ready to put their names out there, they will. Right now, they are silent partners. But we are building a community where everybody, every last single person, it is really not about race, because everybody is welcome. But I'm not going to lie and say that the foundation of it is not to express who they are and their talents. We have Cutie the Sweetest. She was a beautiful dressmaker. Most people around the metaverse know her that's around her all the time. But the people outside of us don't know who she is. But most people who have birthday parties and want to have a ball, this girl makes some of the most beautiful dresses in the world and beautiful cakes. And a lot of us spend majority of our time in here. I spend more time with my friends in here than I do with my friends on the outside, because I found people that are like-minded with me.
Mhm.
So I found my tribe. You understand? You tend to find your tribe in here. So spending that much time, you have these people that can make those moments for you where y'all can't travel to each other beautiful. But this is a person who you barely know. So in the community that I'm building, there will be places for them to showcase everything, whether you make logos, whether you make assets, whether you have a gym. We'll have a gym. We're going to have a mental health center. We're going to have a university. I want them educated to know, if this is my plan and this is my business and this is what I want to do, I can go to class on Wednesday night and learn how to get my LLC. If I want to learn about stocks, I'm collaborating with the Black Wall Street team and the multiverse. They're coming in here because I'm building a community around our vision. So we'll have people that if they want to know about stocks but never kind of got into it, you have people that grew up in the hood that don't have people in the hood to talk about stocks with. You can come in here and get educated about the things that you're curious about, the things that you want to learn about, without feeling any other way other than I'm accepted and there's somebody who wants me to grow. So building that community is a big job. It's a big project, but it's a beautiful project. I have my sister Goddess, my baby right there, Ew.
Goddess, hey, Goddess. I didn't see her. Hey, Goddess.
Hi, everybody. What up? That's my sister right there. You know, everybody calls her to turn up a party. And to some people, it might just be, oh, well, she's the girl who likes to drink. No, she's the girl when you're having a really screwed up day and you just want some bomb energy, that you can be like, you know what, God is counting down. You already gonna think it's cute because she rolled all her words, and it's actually a natural thing.
She's
and
a
then when
sweetheart, too.
she really is, and then when she hits you with that thank you're gonna
I know.
giggle. So
She's
no matter
fine.
what bad mood you're in, this is what she's providing. I want her to take something like that and make it grow, because you have a lot of
Can
people.
and can I add really quick? A goddess in the real world, well, that's the influencers they're paying money for to go to the club. So when you see someone
Exactly.
doing that, if you know what she's doing, Miami is paying $15,000 to show up.
Exactly.
So you know, so what you're doing, and you're very keenly aware as an entrepreneur, is you're laying the groundwork for a goddess to now be able to make that money and sign those contracts, because you're laying the groundwork for that to happen in here.
Exactly. So when you have these big businesses coming in and you have these celebrities coming in and they want that person that's going to be able to put their stuff out there and have a whole following, and this is a person that people are going to be like, she is hilarious. You're going to watch her videos because is natural. You understand? Doing the same thing, like you said, that content creators do out there, doing that in here and making that a business and getting educated and becoming
Valuable.
licensed with it. Right, where you can, okay, she's going to take her behind to the classes. That Second Life Rich getting here. We have all of these different connections where he can sit her down and say, this is how you start building your website. This is how you start pushing your stuff through social media. These are the social media networks you need to go through. All of that that people are doing to create their content and get their videos edited, she can do that same thing in here and make the same amount of money doing the same amount of things. So it's me making sure they stay focused, and I can't just do that without having a place to put them. They need somewhere to be put so they can have structure around them. So we are building a structure of structure for the community.
And like I said, the foresight and everything that you've laid out is just, again, it's very important. And influencers rule the world. I mean, that's where we are as a society. If I'm sitting in with the corporation, the first thing they ask me is, okay, that's great, you have all this business experience, but they want to know, well, how many followers do you have? Exactly. So, and to build those followers, that's hard work. I mean, that's a lot of exhausting work to do so. So when you have a goddess or you have someone, a Ferrari, and they're in here and they're able to get the structure and the organization, get the training that they need on how to make sure their business affairs in order. If they need someone in here that's a lawyer to be able to look at a contract, because they're coming and they will, and we know the first wave will often take advantage of those that do not know. So that is the piece that needs to be here. And I love it because I know a year ago, it was a totally different platform. And we talk about it all the time here. Nobody got me what I was doing here. But a year later, what I see, we are preparing ourselves for the next wave that is coming in. And I love it. I think what you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
And you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think my glitchiness has now calmed down a little bit, hopefully. If not, you know what to do. Anyway.
We'll fake it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's really awesome to be able to see your work and even Diva's work, to be able to help other people out there, even like myself. Diva, if it wasn't for Diva, I probably would still be a little struggling with the type of podcast I want to bring to the Horizon Worlds, to be able to bring to people. I personally am not popular. I sit in the corner. I watch everyone play games, have fun. Don't give me that face. You know what I'm talking about.
I got a hot dog in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
That may have sounded crazy, but I really do have a hot dog. I really am eating a hot dog. Go on now. Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my word. She really okay. Anyway. I can't. I can see you eating. Oh my word, that's funny. But I'm the type of person that I don't much have a face. That's kind of, I'm the background person. I'm the person that makes posters for people, for other people. I'm the person that they come to for advice, or they come to for other type of help. Obviously not building, because I'm not the best in building, but I'm good at giving advice and good at giving. I've been told recently I should become a therapist. Maybe I should, because that might make my bills a little more happier. But I'm not that type of person that has a lot of followers. And like how you said, it is very hard to be able to grow the followers, especially with nowadays. It's very difficult to put your work out there. I've had my own production company. It's called Queens. No, it's not. It's called Queen. Yes, it is. It's called. I don't even remember my production company. It's called Queens Royalty Productions, and it's where I used to go to Worlds, and I would film it and I would post it on YouTube. And it's not just everyday Worlds where you would open up your board and you see the most popular world. I stay away from those because those worlds are already known. People already know those worlds. So I go to hidden worlds that people have created and put a lot of time into it, but no one ever gets to see them because they're being bombarded with other worlds that are, most popular, and everyone always sees those ones. So they just go to those ones. So at one point I remember specifically, and it was really fun. I went to a bar fight. And have any of you ever been to the bar fight one?
No.
You haven't been to no? Oh my goodness. It's really where you go to a bar and all you do is fight each other. You pick up random things, you hit people with them, and then they spawn out. Like, you gain points by fighting at the bar. And because of that, I made a video of it and I posted it on YouTube, and it got a lot of views on YouTube. And because of that view on YouTube, I realized that the very next day, that world that has never been on the top chart of top 20s or anything like that, it was on the top 20s. So I went there the next day, I saw it, I hung out, and when I walked in there, everyone's like, "You're the girl who I saw on YouTube. You're the person, the one that I saw the video of. That's why I came in here." And you know how happy that made me feel? Like, it made me feel so good. Not just because someone, is watching my videos, but because I made that world in the top 20. I helped that creator be known for their hard work they've done for that world. And it makes you feel good. So it's very reassuring and very heartwarming to be able to do that for other people. I personally, I don't do things to get recognition. I do things to help and to promote and to, provide what I can. I don't care for recognition. I don't care for the most views or have the most followers, as long as I'm able to help the people out there that I am trying to promote, like you being on the podcast and so on and so forth. Even Jen Smash. We had her on the podcast too, and I actually just finished doing every podcast we have the guests talk about their world that they would like to talk about, which we'll get to in a second with you. But I also go to that world and I film it, and I put a promotional video together and I post it on YouTube as well for that guest. And I actually just finished hers, so I'm about to post hers on YouTube here shortly. Hopefully by the end of this week I'll be able to post it. But I had already people coming up asking me if we're ever going to be able to see her video, because they came to the podcast and they heard her story. They heard her background story of, like, the things that she does. English is hard for me. So to be able to help, to be able to, provide intel as much as you can, it gives us, the people who don't have a lot, that's pretty much all we need, in my opinion. Like, we don't need to be famous, or meta famous, we don't need to be, have a lot of followers, even though it does help sometimes to be able to promote more. Just being able to promote the much that we can, and people, do watch it eventually, it helps a lot. So
and that's the key of what Tinker Love is doing. What she's doing is exactly that. So you got someone like myself, who just on the Instagram, we've got like 300,000. However, what Tinker Love does is, what she's going to do is she's going to get to know Diva, what she does, and she'll reach out. And then the key to it is, well, how, now we show the love to each other. Okay, don't just send me this, Diva. You've got this many followers. Can I send you an invite to collaborate? Because now we're going to all eat off the same table. She's going to be able to benefit from the number of followers and the views I have. So that whole piece is, so what she's doing is exactly that. Tinker Love she seeks out who is the best of the best, who are in business, leadership, inspirational. I've seen her do it time and time again over the past year. Creators. And she links the individual who is thinking just as you with some of those individuals. So she's able to bring out the greatness in that person, but she does it in a team-oriented and community environment. Did I sum that up correctly?
Perfectly.
You guys do an amazing job, and we, as people who are not super famous and you guys help us, are very grateful. So although you may not get a lot of recognition, just know that what you're doing does make a difference, and it does mean a lot to someone. So
definitely means a lot. And she just told them about the award. Women, she just had an award ceremony.
I did. It was
a little bit about that.
It was being honored for just being you trophy that everyone received, and it was honestly because I was coming into my last year of a 10-year stretch of being in remission, and it was coming in here and finding a purpose that kind of push that gave me that last little bit of strength I needed to cross that line. So a lot of the people that I met in here was an influence to me and to my growth and my healing. So I wanted to give something back to them and just honor them for being themselves. It's not that they did anything like tackle Godzilla or anything like that. They were just genuine people who was an influence in my life that made me feel good on days that I didn't have to feel good, or that made me feel good on days that they didn't even know what they were doing for me. But it might have been one of those days in that last stretch that was harder than the others. And just being around their energy and being able to laugh and smile and come out of that dark place, I just wanted to thank them for just being them being them, not their title, not what they do in the metaverse. And even with my meditation, I'll tell people that I want you to focus on the parts of your light that shine when you wasn't even trying, because those are the parts that I recognize the most. So it was simply that light from them, just the days that they didn't even know the strength that they gave me. It was just thanking them for being them. That's it. So
Well, you did a great job. It was well attended. You knocked out a lot of servers with that one. So, I mean, I heard nothing.
Got honored. So
Yes. Yes. And thank you again for the award you gave Mogul Mindset and myself. We really appreciated it. And as always, we always chat back and forth. We share business. Sometimes I'll send her links to, just seeing how we can do as a community. I'll send links to like a meeting or something on Metaverse, or grant maybe information. She'll send information over what's going on, or I'll try to, pass things along and post it. So what we're seeing is, looking at your message and who you are, Tinker Love. If we take anything from this segment here, this podcast today is Tinker Love does represent community, and she's the first person that I would think of. If Meta was to come to me today and say, we need to hold a town hall, who needs to be on the panel? I already know the first two, and the first two are sitting right here. And it's because of what you represent in terms of your community and she's community. And if we continue to work and identify who are the influences within the communities that are doing great works, it will enable us to become even stronger. And as Tinker Love has said, and when the corporations do come, we are now all working together, because if we all work together, it benefits all of us. So I just commend you for what you're doing. And I also commend you, Sensei Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Well, Tinker, I know that you said that every week we have a world spotlight, and I'm going to talk about the world that you actually picked. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Melanated Creations. It was built by Jordan the Twin and I. And actually, that was the first time I ever got Jordan to build with a single soul, because he had never built with anyone before. So I was kind of honored to be that first person, and it was cool. It was cool vibes. He had to hear me sing my rock and roll music, and he was like, I would have never thought this is the type of music you listen. So I was like, listen, don't come full in, it's more said. And that's not rock and roll, actually, it's alternative, but that's what he called it. So, we had a good time. And I built the place. It's basically a country club for the melanated community. They have a cake upstairs that says, I'm proud of you, you're enough, you're awesome, things like that, so they can celebrate themselves on the daily. And prior to a lot of the issues that happened with glitching, every week I would put their doors in the sky, and we would party all weekend celebrating them, and different things like that. And after the whole celebration was over, we would do a field trip to their worlds. And everybody would spend time in there. If there was a game world, we played a game. If it was an asset world, one of them, he had a hat store. Everybody was trying on hats and taking pictures and different things like that. So it became a thing every weekend. He was like, do you ever stop partying? No, it's not a party. It's a celebration. And that's what it would be. So, and then the collaborators, like she said, I hit up all of the biggest builders in here and asked them to come into this project with me. And so we would have weekly meetings. It was like the start of getting them to communicate with each other. And we would have weekly meetings where we would sit at the round tables and we're bouncing ideas off of each other. And, that's when it would get serious. But it was great conversations because they started learning stuff from each other and they started sharing. There was no gatekeeping. I made that very clear. That's not what this is for. So, and they became friends. It was actually people who admired someone else but never really met them. I was like, man, I really admired that building. I was like, how is that possible? I know y'all cross paths.
darn.
How did y'all never? You know, how
on?
is that? If you admired something that he did,
All right.
why don't you just go tell him? It's not that serious. So, and then it gave people that moment to
Oh.
not be so judgy of people. I met with Sadie Chan because I was actually going to do a sip and paint world in here once upon a time. But I realized you were really limited with that kind of thing. And I asked her to come over to a build with me. And I was frustrated because I was trying to build like the perfect room. And she was like, well, Tink, stop. Don't do that. You think outside the box. Why don't you make an accent wall? And she showed me how to use the array tool. So, and Ms. Malik, she showed me how to do coloring and lighting. So when I built Melanated Creations, everybody that I learned a little bit from, I put a little bit of what I learned in Melanated Creations so they could see this is how that works. So I got an accent wall in there and everything stretching out the flowers like Nisi taught me. So it's surrounded by their talent of what they paid for it to me. So I paid it forward to them. That build is not mine. It is theirs. So it was just a place for them to come, watch the boats go by, relax their minds a little bit, come off that. And sometimes when they would meet up in there just by chance, it might be two builders that's like, so what you doing here? And they, you know, they're talking about their stress, whether it's something that's going on in build mode, and that other builder to turn around and say, well, listen, I tried this because that happened to me yesterday. It became exactly what it was supposed to be, the heartbeat. And it kind of spewed out from weekly meetings and bouncing around other people's worlds to, all right, now it's a whole lot of y'all that's talented in here. Let's go to the next phase of all of this. So it was the heartbeat. That's why that's my most important world.
And it's absolutely gorgeous. It's very serene. Serene and very peaceful.
Well, I am very, very excited to go see a video of your world and posting it. Oh no, my left controller's about to die. Posting it on YouTube. Once it is posted, I'll send you the link to it so you can, watch it and have fun with it or promote it wherever you want to put it. But I'm super, super excited to see that world, and I'm pretty pumped. Not to mention I actually heard a couple people go in there and talk about, I think there was one time when I was talking to, I don't know if it was Relaxing Cloud or someone else, but they actually met a friend in there that actually helped them build a world. So I've heard about that world multiple times. So it is pretty well known. So I'm very excited to go see it myself.
Very cool.
Yes. But unfortunately, guys, it is about that time that we have to call it a night. We want to thank everyone in the audience for coming and being a part of the show. Thank you so much for being there, as well as our sponsors. Definitely thank our sponsors. And a big thank you to our amazing special guest, Tinker. We are so blessed to have you here. Thank you so much for helping us flip the negative gossip, turning it into the positive. And we hope to see amazing things come from you and many more. That being said, let's talk about... Of course. Thank you so much. That being said, let's talk a little bit about the meta stuff, or the
Remember to like
media.
and subscribe to Queen's Talk Gossip YouTube and Twitch channel for live streaming where you can get the latest and greatest podcast news, along with Queen Royalty Productions to follow the best world promotional videos, Instagram info, and more located on our media boards.
That being said, Miss Tinker, where can people find you if they would like to reach out to you or even just follow you?
It's TinkerLove1980 on IG. It's
TinkerLove1980 on IG. Awesome. Make sure to go like and follow her with her awesome things that she does for sure. Miss Diva, how about you? Where can people find you? And I know you're going to do your thing.
Well, always take a little moment. Ferrari Monet, and I see Goddess and Tanisha Clark, and we missed a few other folks, but thank y'all for coming today. And
Yes, thank you all.
and I wanted to thank you. Well, we don't have any live. Oh, I was thinking a live stream. Lord, I forgot we didn't have one. But anyway,
Yeah. Not tonight, unfortunately.
I want to
But
say
next
special
week we
thank you to Tinker Love, and I just want to say to you, continue to do your great works. Every successful journey is taken one step at a time, and I've watched how you've developed and continue to grow on this platform over the past year as just a phenomenal woman, business leader, and entrepreneur, and Horizon World community activists. Keep up the good work and keep bringing people together, because what the world really does need now is a little bit more love and care. So congratulations to you. You can find me at Diva the Real Queen Bee on Instagram.
Heck yeah. She's a little spicy on there too. Definitely go take a look at her. Mr. Sensei J, how about yourself? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Sensei J Horizon.
Awesome. We also have our amazing cameraman. We can never forget about Mr. Baroni at CRS. He does an amazing promotional work as well. He does so many things. So definitely go check him out on Instagram. Like, share, show him how much you care, because he does above and beyond for everyone as well. And for myself, before I have a coughing attack, you can find me on Instagram with Miss QueenLily01, as well as another account on Instagram, which is Queen Royalty Productions, where I promote everyone's posters, I promote people who come to me asking for anything. I promote all of them on there for free. So definitely go take a look at that as well. You can also find our shows. You have Queen's Talk Gossip on YouTube, and you also have Queen Royalty Productions on YouTube. Queen Royalty Productions is the one that promotes all the worlds that we go to, as well as the worlds that we promote on Queen's Talk Gossip. And Queen's Talk Gossip on YouTube promotes this world and what we do on here. So definitely go take a look at those. Give it a like, give it a share, show us how much you care, as well as give this world a like and a save, so that way next week you can come and see who our special guest is for next week, because let me tell you, it is super good. I'm super excited. So you're definitely gonna come next week to take a look at it, take a fun time. Diva is just antsy on me asking her what the guest is for next week.
I know you're gonna ask me, and this is like a ongoing joke for season 2, but I don't of course I don't remember. I show my age every time. I keep telling you, be nice to the 54-year-olds. One day you too should be here, God willing.
True. Well, let me pull up my list, because I have it on Discord. We also do have a Discord channel. I am an IT. We do have a Discord channel for this podcast and for anything Queen's Talk related, as well as Queen Royalties for promotion. So if you'd like to join that as well, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you the link, because we'll post some pretty awesome fun things in there, as well as any audience suggestions for worlds will be posted in there as well. But for next week, which is, I don't even know what next week is.
It's June 13th.
Aha! You don't know
La
either.
Marina. I got it.
La Marina.
Yes. Super
I'm gonna brush
excited.
up
That's
on
gonna
my
be an awesome show.
Spanish. I'm gonna brush
my
up.
word.
Brush up.
No, the only thing in Spanish I know is oh no, I forgot it.
You don't even know that.
Oh no.
You're going to really have to brush up.
Punto una baño, por favor. Where's the bathroom, please?
I know curse words.
And
I'm
aquí,
sure
which
you
means
do.
here. You know every curse word, even not in every language. You know every curse word. But that being said, guys, thank you all so much for joining us, and we cannot wait to have you guys come back next week. Again, thank you, Miss Tinker, for being here, and we are awesome. So thank you for everything. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And see you next week.
Thank you for joining us
if we can
today
get a picture
here
with
at
you in the
QT
back,
Gossip
please.
Podcast for the best of the best info around. Join us again every Thursday at 8 p.m. EST, or watch our live stream.
Well, Tinker Love, we
Don't
hope you
forget to
enjoyed
like
yourself.
and subscribe.
I did.
And remember, as we
so
close
much.
the
That was
mic,
really great. You
open
guys
your
are
mind
amazing. Thank
to
you.
new horizons.
You're doing
and the
amazing
door
things in
to
here. Keep
countless
doing it. Keep doing it.
possibilities. Until
So we are
next
going
time,
to
keep chasing your dreams.
get our photo.
Let me